Prime Minister honors 40 of Jamaica's educators. Jamaica to ratify UN Arms Trade Treaty and relaxed regulations at ports to encourage investment. This is Jamaica House Weekly. I'm Andrea Chisholm. 40 of Jamaica's exceptional educators were honored and feted by Prime Minister Portia Simpson Miller on Thursday. During the Prime Minister's Medal of Appreciation for Service to Education, Mrs. Simpson Miller lauded the educators for improving the lives of Jamaicans by providing them with a range of services.
As teachers, trainers, counselors, administrators and researchers, you contribute to the building of an engaged population and an enriched knowledge society in Jamaica, and you build communities and inspire positive personal and national transformation.
Government has made good on its promise to tackle all forms of gun violence by approving the ratification of the UN Arms Trade Treaty signed in New York last June.
Ratification of the Arms Trade Treaty would assist Jamaica in addressing the challenges related to the inflow of small arms into the country. The intention of the Arms Trade Treaty is to regulate international trade in conventional weapons so as to prevent their diversion from the legal market to the illicit trade.
Minister without portfolio with responsibility for information, Senator Sandria Faulkner, was speaking during last week's Jamaica House press briefing. Senator Faulkner told the press that in order to fast-track the implementation of the treaty, Cabinet approved new legislation to facilitate the establishment of a single designated national authority to monitor and keep comprehensive records for small arms in Jamaica. The executive also gave its approval for amendments to the Firearms Act and the Gunpowder and Explosives Act, as well as any other existing legislation to include the relevant provisions necessary for the implementation of the treaty. In the meantime, National Security Minister Peter Bunting will be attending the 4th Biennial Jamaica Diaspora UK National Conference in June. Minister Bunting will be using the conference to update the Jamaican diaspora in the United Kingdom on crime-fighting measures and social intervention programs. The minister will also engage in bilateral meetings with government ministers and officials in London and Birmingham. Senator Faulkner also told the media that investors and promoters of major events on the island will have an easier time interacting with customs. This as Cabinet has approved an amendment to the Customs Act to provide the Commissioner of Customs with additional powers to forego the security requirements on the temporary importation of goods. Drafting instructions have also been given to the Chief Parliamentary Council.
The new regime, which will come into effect next month, will fast-track the movement of goods through the ports by investors, delegates and organizers of meetings, events and conventions, as well as the promoters of the film industry and international sporting events.
The minister responsible for information also announced the appointment of the board of the Petroleum Corporation of Jamaica and the Jamaica Bauxite Mining Limited, both of which are to serve for 2 years. And that's it for this week's edition of Jamaica House Weekly. Join us next week for the latest from the office of the Prime Minister.